So just find a nice comfortable spot and close your eyes and breathe in this beautiful morning energy. We have no idea what the day holds, just finding our stillness and just embracing whatever is going to happen today. So as always, we'll start with the neck, but this time I just want to just toss out an idea that every time we turn our neck and dip our neck and lift our neck, noticing the sensations and what muscles and how far we're feeling it down our back and our side, just noticing how everything is interconnected when we do those movements. So take a breath and exhale, let the chin drop. So let's just notice right now, how far do you feel that down the middle of your spine? So sometimes it goes maybe up to, let's say the shoulder blade area. Sometimes when you dip your chin down a little bit more and round forward, you might get a little deeper pull. So just finding where that pull and that stretch feels good. And then inhale, lift up, eyes open or closed, but we're going to lift the head upward now. So as we lift it up, just noticing the opening in the throat and the neck. And then gently exhale, bring it down, letting the chin drop. And now we'll add a little bit of upper and lower back movement to this. So it's almost like a seated cat-cow, so feel free to have your hands on your thighs or your knees, and you're going to inhale, lift up, and this time you're going to arch. So you're squeezing your shoulder blades, and exhale, you're going to tuck and round. So I do want you to tuck your belly in and lean backwards, so you feel the pull across your shoulder blades and even to the middle of your back. So inhale, we're lifting up, squeezing, opening up the front of the throat, and exhale, we're leaning back. So when we talk about tight necks, we've got to think about all the little connections that the neck makes into the back and spine. Good, take it one more cycle. And then coming back to neutral, you're going to drop your head down and slowly roll it over to the right. So it'll be right ear, right shoulder. And I want you to take your left hand and scoot it behind you. So as if your open palm is going to go and creep over to the right hip. So as much as you can to open up that left shoulder blade, and then we're going to do that movement of taking the chin and looking underneath the right armpit. So that's your exhale. Inhale, you're bringing it back to neutral or slightly up towards the ceiling. And exhale, you're going to look down towards that right armpit. And then using your breath and noticing all the different areas where you're feeling that stretch and that pull, exhaling into anything that's tight. And then we'll let go. We'll roll the chin to the center, unwind that left arm, and then here we go to the other side. So it's going to be left ear, left shoulder. Right arm scooches behind, trying to take that palm or fingertips over to the left hip as much as you can. Take a breath, exhale, turn your head. Inhale, lift it up. And do that a couple times. And really just enjoying anything that's tender and you're feeling you're getting some space in there. Enjoy that sensation, even though it can be a little intense. Good. And then just roll the chin back to the center and unwind your arm. Good. Lift your head up, open your eyes, and turn and look over your left shoulder as if you're looking at something behind you as much as you can feel comfortable. Good. Then back to the center, and here, let's take it to the other side. And one more time, and then notice your range of motion. How far can you see on the shoulder on this side? Notice that, and let's go to the other side and notice. Good. When you come back to the center, we're going to do shoulder, neck circles. So we're going to dip the chin down, take it to the right, lift it up, and around to the left. So just a few times. Now you can just keep the neck moving like this, slowly and gently, or you can take the shoulders and get the shoulders to round when you're tucking down, and then lifting up and back when your head is up. So any movement here with your neck circles, that might feel good. Maybe one shoulder stretches a little bit more on one side and then the other shoulder stretches. So finding any movement here, neck and shoulders again, interconnected, all those little muscle fibers and fascia. And then we'll go the other way. And then we're coming back to the center. We'll do a couple cat-cows again. So tucking the chin down, leaning back, and inhale, threading through with the heart and the chin up. And taking that a little bit further if it feels good. Really leaning back and really coming forward, opening the throat. And then coming all the way back to the center. Good. Then rolling the shoulders up and back a few times. And then up and forward a few times. Good. And then shake out the hands a little bit. Good. Let's get the fingers to move. So open and close a little bit. And then move the wrists and the fingers a little bit. And shake them out. Okay. Take the left arm out in front. We're going to just open up the carpal tunnel so the palm is up and the fingers go down. And if you can straighten that left elbow, all the better. And just breathe into that. Imagine there's this nice line of energy and intensity going through that carpal tunnel. And then the other side. Open up. And then bring the hands together. Turn them back to back. Draw the fingers in tight like a knuckle fist, and then you're just going to pump your knuckles tighter and looser, just to get into the forearms. Good. And then reach the arms all the way out to the side. Palms are going to turn up, and we're going to reach up, touch them at the top in prayer, and bring them all the way down to the center. Beautiful. And then release, shake it out a little bit. And again, if your legs are crisscrossed, let's give them a little break and shake them out a little bit. And crisscross the other way. Okay, so we're going to do a little flow to the side and to the twisting. So we're going to take the arms out to the side. On the inhale, we're up. And on the exhale, left arm down, right arm's going to come across. So that's your exhale. Inhale, both arms are up, and exhale, going to be right hand and left. So inhale, lifting up. Exhale, tilting down. Inhale, rising up tall. Exhale, other side. Good. Inhale, both arms up. Now we're going to take a twist to the left. So it's going to be left hand behind us, right hand to the opposite leg, looking behind you. Inhale, growing tall, maybe looking up on this one. And then exhale the other way. So beautiful spinal twist with length. So inhaling up and exhaling to the left. And inhaling up and exhaling to the right. And now we're going to come forward, so inhaling up, and then both fingertips come forward, hinging forward at the hip bones and just reaching. Wherever it feels good, you can stop. Just noticing you might feel inner knees, low back, inner thighs. Take a bow, a couple breaths. And then walk your hands over towards the left side as if both arms can kind of go on each side of that left knee. Imagine you can kiss your knee right here, so just bowing down a little bit so the whole right side of your back feels the stretch. You can stay here, or you can lift that right arm up, up, up towards the ceiling and look up towards that right palm. And breathing. And then releasing that hand to the floor on that left side, and we'll walk it to the center. And let's go over to the right. So one hand on each side of the right knee. Take a breath and let it go. Feel that nice stretch and pull on your left side body. If it feels okay to add that little opening, we're going to reach that left arm up, gazing up at that top palm. Take a breath. Good, and slowly lower all the way down. And then walk it back to the center. Good, and then walk it all the way back up. Very good. Let's place the left hand on the floor. The right hand now is going to reach across. So we're going to get into that same spot there on the right lower back, but we're going to make a big circle here. So big circle, the chin is down, the shoulders are slightly rounded so we can get into the shoulder blade here. So a few circles forward, and then we'll do a few circles backwards. Full rotation into the shoulder. Good. And then we'll take it to the other side. Right arm down, left arm's going to reach across. So it's like a long reach, like you're trying to grab something so far away so that you're going to feel that pull on that left hip, and then we do the circle. And then let's do it backwards. Okay, coming back to the center. Let's bring both arms out in front and interlace them. Draw your knuckles straight out in front of you. Tuck your chin and broaden the upper back. So right there where your shoulder blades are, take a nice deep breath into that spaciousness. Hold it like a big container that you're just holding lots of energy there. Good. Exhale, release it. Inhale, both arms up to the ceiling, and this time turn them inside out. Inside out, reach tall. Good. And then releasing the hands all the way down. And then bring your legs out in front. Give them a nice little shake. And then we'll roll on over to all fours. So feel free to move anything you have in your way. And since our legs have been crisscrossed a little bit, let's open up the line of energy behind the legs. So planting your hands nice and wide, we're going to take that right foot and take it back behind us, tucking the toes, and then pushing the heel away, and then letting it come back with the inhale. Exhale, pushing that heel away again. Sending the energy all the way down your straight, long leg. We're building nice bone strength right now. Upper and lower bones of the legs getting strong just by this pressure. And then when that knee is going to come back in, we'll take it to the left. And then pushing back on the exhale. Inhale forward. And one more time. Good. Coming back to the center. So we've done a few rounds of cat-cow, so let's just create the cat-cow flow, which is Chakravakasana. So we're going to drop the belly, lift the head. That's your back bend. Exhale, you're going to round and hunch with the chin tucking down. You're going to draw your hips back all the way towards your heels. Drop your head so you're looking at your kneecaps and feel the long stretch in those arms. Take a breath here. On your next inhale, it'll be the elbows going down so the forearms are flat on the floor, and we're going to inhale all the way through until we come into that beautiful back arch. Throat is open. Exhale, rounding and hunching, tucking the chin. That squeezes our thyroid gland and stimulates that area. Coming back, gazing at the kneecaps. Here we go, threading through. Inhale, coming all the way up. And now, without stopping, I want you to keep that elliptical movement going and flowing. In this pose, I always envision the chakras, that we're moving the energy from the crown of the head to the tailbone as we're going back. And then the opposite direction from the root chakra at the spine all the way up into that crown when we're coming forward. So finding that fluidity that the spine loves. And once you're back to kneeling, we're going to do the somatic version, which is just the more complicated version because we're going the opposite way. So we're going to drop to the forearms. We're going to tuck the chin, look back at the kneecaps. The arms start to straighten. As they're starting to straighten, we're coming up into that hollowing cat. And then we're dropping the belly and coming into the arch. So it's the same idea where we're creating that continual elliptical flow. So every nerve in your body has to connect through your spine. And every single little connection in your spine has a certain purpose for those nerves. So now we're just letting the spine be spacious. All those nerves have lots of room. And one more cycle wherever you are. When you're back up into kneeling, we're going to come into child's pose. So big toes touch and knees will come wide. And as we reach the arms forward, remember if the shoulders need a little break, you can always stack those forearms and let your head rest. You can even go to your fists. And then bringing the arms forward if they're not already. And I want you to shift the weight to the right. So your hands are staying in the same place, but you're going all the way to the right. So you feel the right underarm area pull. And then you're going to come to the center and shift to the left. And then you're going to do that a few times. So exhaling as you're taking it deeper into that stretch. So this is a fascia stretch right now. So fascia is that netting that just makes your shape, and it goes over all of your muscles and bones. And we're stretching that and bringing fluidity in. And one more time. Good, coming back to the center, and we're going to make our way back up into kneeling. Taking the right knee out to the side, you're going to just do a couple leg lifts out to the side so the knee is bent and the knee's going in and out a few times. Good, and then start to circle just to warm up that hip joint a little bit. Everything about yoga and movement is just fluidity. So these joints want the movement and the fluid, so go backwards. Synovial fluid right now coming into those hips. Good, and as you come back, let's take it to the other side. So it'll be the left knee in and out a few times, drawing the belly in nice and strong so you feel your back is not taking all that work. And then we'll do the circle all around and around. Good, and then the other way. Good, coming back in, we're gonna do wag the tail. So I want you to tuck your chin, round your back like that Halloween cat, and then take your hips to the right and look over to the left. Keeping a little bit of that back arch, and we're just going side to side, and you're going to feel it more so in your outer hip and the side of your back. Maybe tucking your chin if that feels good to stretch your whole upper back. Good. When you come back to the center one last time in child's pose, so big toes touch, knees are wide, arms reaching or not. And then bring yourself back up into kneeling. Squaring the knees and the hands. We're going to make it our way into lunge. So the right foot's going to step forward, and we're going to bring both hands up to that right knee. We're going to come into eagle lunge right now. So taking the arms in cactus, just kind of holding that nice strong balance. Good. So the right knee's out in the front. That means the left arm's going to be on top. So we're always crisscrossing the opposite way. And as you crisscross, you can take it into the hug, the back of the hands, or the full wrap. And we're just going to come up and down a few times with the elbows. So as we reach the elbows up, up, up a little bit, we're contracting the shoulder muscle, and then we're going to exhale, lower the elbows a little bit as far as it'll comfortably go. So inhale, lift it up, and exhale, lower the elbows. Good. Next time, inhale, we're lifting the elbows up. The exhale this time is going to be chin tucking down, and perhaps when the shoulders go down, you're bowing forward. So just finding your balance. Make sure that knee is going to stay straight. And we're going to take 2 or 3 cleansing breaths here into the back side of your lungs. So nice deep breath. Keeping the bottom body so strong. You can feel it. You can feel it in your thigh, and your calf, and your ankles. Creating spaciousness on the top body and strength on the lower body. Your next inhale will draw you up. The arms will go out to the side and bring them all the way out till the arms are wide. Good, and just reach. Beautiful. Nice strong backs. Good, and then releasing both hands all the way down. We're going to take it to the other side. So it'll be the left foot that comes forward, the right and left hand come to that knee. Just find your nice tall spine. Good. Arms in cactus. And here the right arm's going to be on top, left arm on the bottom. Any of those wraps. So as you inhale, we're reaching up and we're contracting the supraspinatus muscle. And when we exhale, we're taking the elbows down and stretching that muscle. That is the muscle on the very top of the shoulders. That one gets tight sometimes when we're hunching, so this one's a good stretch for that, especially when the elbows are down. One more time, we're inhaling. Next time we're exhaling, we're going to tuck the chin, drop those elbows, and fold. So we can drop the chin a little tighter and squeeze the thyroid a little more. But there'll be 3 deep breaths into the upper back. And the next inhale will bring you back up. Holding your balance, good. Reaching the arms out and then wide. As wide as your eagle wings will go. Bringing both hands down. We're going to take that right knee back, or left knee back, and come into downward facing dog. So tucking the toes, lifting the hips. And remember, you can keep those knees bent if you want to. Making sure that your gaze is down towards your toes or your kneecaps. Your arms are sinking, your chest is sinking closer to the floor. And this time we're going to walk the dog a little bit because I want to get a little bit into the lower back and the hips. So as you're walking your dog, you're now going to take a little twist. So you're going to just twist the hips and bend the knees, and you're just kind of squirming, I guess, side to side. Here's a really good way of feeling our fascia, because as we start to feel the lower body stretching, we can feel underneath the arms stretching, maybe even through the elbows. Good. And then bring it back down to the center. Good. Oh, let's do a nice child's pose to counteract that. So the knees can be parallel or they can be wide, and just stretch it all out. Good, and then looking at your thumbs, let's come back into kneeling, and we'll make our way to standing. So right foot's going to step forward, left foot's going to step forward to meet the right. We're going to hang here for a moment in ragdoll, so feel free to take those elbows and grab a hold of them. Maybe take this stance a little wider if that feels okay. Drop your head, and then start to swing like a little pendulum side to side, or even add a little twist to it, and you will get your lower back to stretch a little bit more. Keep the knees generously bent. Let the head hang. And when you're back to the center, we're going to come up gently, lift the head so you don't get dizzy. The arms are going to start to open, and we're going to inhale all the way up, reaching up, looking up, and then release your hands and big. And then release your hands, shake it out, and we're going to do something that I learned in a workshop. I've done this many times because it's one of my favorites. It's kind of an organic flow, and what it teaches us is that the neck and the spine are all interrelated. So we're going to take the index finger of the right finger, and we're going to reach it up to the ceiling. And what we're going to do is we're going to move that right index finger in any direction we want to, but the head and the back and the body goes along for the ride. So you're just taking it over to the side, around, up. You could even take a nice swirl if you want to. You could take a forward bend as you take it between your thighs. You can take it up and do a back bend. Just letting the neck and the shoulders and the spine move, twist, round and round. Make your way back up to pointing to the ceiling, and then we're just going to switch. It's going to be the left index finger up, and you don't have to follow the same path. Just finding that beautiful rhythm. You can bend your knees as you get into that. It's almost like the body's going to tell you exactly where it wants to go with the stretch and the release. Or maybe a little dip down for that forward fold. And once you come back with that finger pointing up, we're going to bring both fingers up into Steeple Mudra, standing on your tippy toes, just holding your balance. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Coming all the way back down. Hands to your hips. We're just going to rock to the heels. So just rocking back and maybe lifting the toes up. Yeah, stretching those calves. Good. All right, and then shake it out. So we're going to do another balance challenge as well as, I call this a core strengthener too. So you want to have your feet out a little wider. We're going to bring the right arm in cactus, and the left leg's going to lift up with the knee bent, and we're going to crisscross. So we're going to take the elbow to the knee. So we're going to take an inhale, touch, and exhale, reach it out. The left hand could be to your hip or could just be out to the side. So finding your balance, and it's your choice whether you want to dip that left toe to the floor when it's kicked out or keep it hovering. So that's a little bit more challenge. One more time. Good. And then release it. Okay, to the other side. So now it's going to be left arm in cactus. The right leg lifts up. Find your balance. The inhale takes the contraction, and the exhale takes it straight. You want to keep your spine tall. So that means there's a little extra work. If your spine is tall, that means that knee's got to come up a little bit higher. Good, good balance and good core strength. One more. Good, coming back in, shaking it out. Okay, hands to hips, and now we're just going to march it. So when we march, we're going to just lift those hips up as high as we can. Good, spine is tall. Yeah, one of my seniors told me, let's try to march as often as we can, because that's what the doctor told her to do. Because we want us to have strong hip flexors. Good. Okay, so once we're there, we just come back to the floor. Let's take the right foot behind us and take the right toenails to the floor. Let those toenails, yeah, that's it. You want to spread those toes and really spread the top of your feet. Good. Bring that back in, other side. Left foot goes back, toenails on the floor, tops of the toes on the floor, basically. Oh yeah, those are your arches that we're supporting. Good, coming all the way back. And now a few rounds of sun salutations, so squaring your feet however that feels comfortable. We're gonna bring the hands to the heart. And on the inhale, we're gonna inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive to the floor, so bending the knees as you come all the way down, maybe to the shins, maybe to the floor. Inhale, lengthen halfway, the hands come to the thighs, we're gazing down. And exhale, we're gonna take the fold. The right arm's gonna reach up and we're gazing up. Exhale, lower, and inhale the left arm up. Good, and exhale, lower. Lift the head just a little bit, arms out to the side, maybe looking up, up. Exhale all the way back to the heart center. Good, a few more. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, the belly draws in as the swan dive dives us down towards the floor. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, lower. Right arm is reaching up, gazing up. Exhale, release it. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, lower it. Arms out and up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back to the heart. We're going to start the next one in chair pose. So I want you to drop your knees. Your hands are to the side. Swing them all the way out in front of you. Hold. Take a breath or two here for your strength. On your exhale, we're going to fold to the floor, straightening those legs a little bit more. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, take your bow. Right arm is reaching up, gazing to the thumb. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, lower, swooping back up. Inhale, reach, looking up. Exhale, back to the heart. And last one, starting in chair again. So dropping those arms down to the side, keeping the knees bent, arms out in front. Hold. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale, folding. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, release it. Right arm is reaching up, gazing up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, lower. Bringing the arms out and up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back to the heart center. Good, closing the eyes, taking a pause here. Feeling your breath, your strength. And then opening the eyes, we're going to take it into goddess pose. So taking the arms, the legs out wide, we're going to take it first into lasso, okay? So lasso uses goddess legs and the upper body is going to move. So we're going to take the right arm and we're going to pretend it's a lasso. It kind of goes like this, like a little loop, and it's going to go around your head, around, and then it flicks. Yeah, and around and flick. And now when we go around, we're going to bend the knee, go around the head, and then we're going to straighten it out. So around, and then straighten. Yeah, that's it. Around, and that little flick is when the knee is straightening and the elbow is straightening. So that little bit of, yeah, you got it. Okay, so we've got that side. Now let's do the other side. So the left loop a couple times, just so that you kind of get the feel of it. So remember, it's going around your head, all around and around, and then there's that little flick at the end. Around. And then the hard part, I always feel, is getting the knee to work. Okay, so the knee goes with the bend of the elbow, and then it straightens. And then it goes around, and it straightens. Good. Around, and straighten, and around, and straighten. Guess what? Now we're going to do both. This is coordination. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Arms out.
The knees are going.
So the knees are always bending when the elbow's bending. Right? Out, out, like that. Slow motion. You see? Slow. And then.
I thought we were doing both at once.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so it's one at a time.
Do that.
We're going to do both at once. Just wait. Okay. Now keep both arms out, though. Yeah. Out. So we're just alternating. Yeah, so once we get it, it's like, oh, yeah. Okay, now we got the rhythm. And that's why I'm going to mix you up. Now we're going to do both. So both is actually easy. So we're going to bend both knees like in goddess, and the arms crisscross, and they go around, and then they go straight. Yeah, easy. And then maybe crisscross the other arm on top if we want to make it really symmetrical. Yeah. So beautiful shoulders and legs. One more. Good. Keeping it out, we're going to dip over to the right. So the right arm is down, the left arm is up. Gazing up. Let's take that left arm and turn the palm and reach it over. So a little sideways, almost like a triangle. Breathing. Good. Coming back up, and we're going to go the other side. So left arm's going to drop, right arm's going to come up. We're going to reach over, and then the palm turns and reaches a little bit more. Getting into the hips. Good. And then bringing it all the way back up. And let's take it into a squat. I know you girls can do really good squats. So heels are in, possibly a little tighter if that feels good, and we're going to take it down and down and down. And once we get down as far as we can go, maybe those hips drop all the way to the earth. Bringing your hands to your heart, taking the heart center to the thumbs and the thumbs to the heart center. So there's a little bit of upper back strength going on here. And your elbows are pushing out your knees just a little bit to open up those hips. Gazing over the tops of your fingers. Anybody want to do an arm balance today? Are you in for it? Let's go for it. Yeah, Bakasana, why not? So the hands go down. And it's like an interesting little tilt. You don't even have to bring your feet off the floor. You can just kind of tilt over there. And you kind of rock with your heels up. Could be a point when you just kind of hold and your toes are on the floor. And then you just play with it. You feel like, okay, can one foot come off the floor for a moment? And then the other one. And then possibly both. And then bringing yourself back. Good. All right, you did it. Bring your hands to your heart. Just take a pause. Soften your face and your shoulders. Good, then bringing your hands down. Let's heel toe them and heel toe them. And then swoop on up like a sun sail. Big circle. Inhale, reaching up. Good, and exhale, bringing them back down. Good. Shake it out and shake it out. Let's do tree. So taking it into a nice 5-breath hold. We're going to have the right foot down and the left foot's going to come up. So bringing it into the arch of the foot, the calf, the thigh, never the knee. Finding your balance. Pressing the palms together, spreading the fingers. We're going to all grow together, so we're reaching upward, upward, upward. Taking it wide and expansive as much as you want to. You can reach up towards the sun. You can reach out and broad. We're going to hold it 3 more breaths. So just finding your beautiful strength. And last breath. Slowly coming back down. And bringing your hands to your heart. See if you can hold it here. Good. And then release it. Good. Shake it. To the left. Left foot down, right foot up. Take a moment, just find your balance and what your position feels good here. Remember that right knee wants to go out a little bit more, so it's an external rotation of your hip, so you should feel that opening there. Pressing the palms and perhaps reaching upward. You can stay up and pointing straight up to the sun, or you can spread your branches. 3 strong, steady breaths. And then Joel slowly and gently coming back down. Hold. Good. And then release and shake it. Shake it a little bit. We're going to come on down to the floor, so you want to come flat on your back. I want everybody to roll to their side and come all the way up into seated, because I want to demonstrate how we're going to use the tennis ball today. So take your right arm and scooch it behind you, kind of what we did at the beginning, right? So when you do that with your back nice and straight, you will have felt that right shoulder blade kind of protruding in the back. So I want you to take the tennis ball right into the inner ridge of that shoulder blade. So if you could even touch that right shoulder blade right here, you can kind of feel that. That's where I want the ball to be sliding around, right in this area. Okay, so when we're lying on the floor, you never want to put it into your spine, and you never want to put it right there on that shoulder bone. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to lay flat on the floor, like we were going to come into bridge with our knees bent, because that will flatten our low back and keep it safe. And then you kind of roll off to the side, and you're going to place it right underneath that area we were just talking about. And then you're going to kind of roll back, and you're going to just notice like owie wowie a little bit, huh? And then you'll take your right arm and you'll kind of lift it up a little bit, and then float it down a little bit. And you'll just kind of explore what the sensations are. And maybe there could be a little circle outward, like rounding all the way backward. And then because we know our neck and shoulders are interrelated, see if you can move your neck along with any movement, kind of organically, looking over and up and around to each side as you rotate the shoulder. You can also glide up and down. So there's a little motion where you're kind of gliding along that inner shoulder blade. And this is where a lot of your neck muscles connect, actually, to this part of your scapula. So we're just kind of releasing any tightness those muscles create. And then you'll just roll off and pick up the ball, and we'll take it to the other side. And you might notice that one side is much, much more tender than the other. So just finding it first. And so this is what's so nice about these movements. It could be very little movements, just like a little slide, and you're thinking, oh yeah, I got that spot and that feels good. Oh yeah, or otherwise you can feel like yowie. So this side more so? Yeah. And this is not your dominant arm though, huh?
Mine was the right side.
Yeah, mine is always the right side because that's my dominant arm. But there's times when I feel like a real tender kind of knotty area. It's like a big old knot. And then you can just...
I carry my purse on my shoulder for 2
Oh,
hours.
right, exactly. So I learned, a lot of this, with my work with Earhart. And a lot of this motion, this big circular motion, is really important to do as you're kind of massaging the tight tissue. So you want to be able to see if you can make little or big circles with the shoulder. And once you start to soften this area, it's going to give you so much more freedom, not just in your shoulders, but in your neck. So remember the neck, move it around.
Have you tried the walls that come with the melt?
Bring both legs up to the ceiling. We'll just do one little mini inversion. So just take your legs and maybe shake them out a little bit. Point and flex your feet. Pumping all the fluids back to the heart and the lungs to get released through the body in the natural way. And then bring your hands up, give them a little shake. Good. And then slowly releasing, coming into your final Shavasana. So as you settle in, I know some of you have bolsters, so feel free to put them underneath your knees. Remember, when your palms are by your side, if you can turn them upward just that little bit, that will take the shoulders and relax them down and back, opening up your heart center.